Welcome to another episode of Birminology. I'm Birm. That is Donovan Edwards, one of the country's best 2021 running backs from West Bloomfield, Michigan, and honestly, probably Ohio State's top target at the running back position in the class of 2021, though it is relatively early. Donovan, thank you for coming on the show. Appreciate you being here. Your recruitment, you've been recruited by Ohio State now for almost 2 years already, right? I mean, it's been going on for a while. How is the relationship with Tony Alford and the Buckeyes developing, and how challenging has it been to build that relationship, even though you, as a 2021, still don't have the free communication that a lot of players in the older classes do?
I think our relationship, it's a great relationship, because we can't communicate, but I'll call him up sometimes, and we'll just chit chat, and we'll just talk about a lot of things. So so far it's been a great experience.
Are you guys past that part of the recruiting relationship where you talk about football? Because I know generally as you start to get more comfortable with these coaches, a lot of the conversation will stray away from football and be more about you as a person, about your family, about school. I mean, are you guys still at the part of the relationship where it's football, or have you moved past that?
I think we moved past that. We talked about some of my personal life things. Yeah, we passed that. You
have been recovering from an ankle injury, which we talked about a little bit at the opening in Massillon. How are you feeling now? How are you moving into the summer? What is your goal for yourself, for West Bloomfield, as you head into summer camp?
I feel good. The injury was a rough thing for me because I was having in my opinion, I was having a great sophomore season, but now I feel pretty good. I feel like I'm 100% healed. Just focused on football now, just getting ready for the season.
What's been the biggest adjustment? I mean, I know rehabbing an injury like that is hard physically, but was it harder for you on the physical rehab side or the mental part, and how did you get over that?
I'll say probably the mental, man, because my heart is desired to play football, and so it was the fact my team was still going on, and I had to watch from film and all that stuff. It hurt because I wanted to be out there with the people I call my family, my brothers, so it was really hard.
Did any of the schools that were recruiting you, did they slow down after the injury? Did anybody back off, or is everyone kind of understanding that you were still pretty young and that it's an injury that heals thoroughly, or what was the I guess the mood from the recruiters and colleges talking to you after that?
Yeah, no, none of them did. We still the colleges that I talked to, we still got a good connection. It's just part of the game, so they understood.
You're a top 100 player in your class. You're a running back that has offers from most of the big schools around the country already. Like I said, you've been going through this for almost 2 seasons already. Are you on the border of being over the recruiting process, or is this still something that is exciting to you?
It's still exciting. I don't think I'm a decision to maybe next year or so.
Is the not? I mean, again, you haven't even gotten into the part of this process where coaches are calling you all day long and all that stuff. But what's been the best part of this process for you to this point, and what's been the worst part?
That's a good question. I'll say probably the best is just get to build a relationship early. To know I'm wanted at different organizations, Power 5 organizations. Yeah.
What as far as the toughest part? I mean, has it been just the dealing with the media? Has it been trying to already narrow down decisions to shorten that list? Has it been just the hype? What has been hardest about this process for you as a young guy?
Probably the hype, because I gotta live up to the hype, which I believe I'm doing. But I don't like really listen to that. Like I try to like play my own game.
I mean, is there a lot of pressure on you? I mean, again, you're talking about one of the best running backs in the country according to all the rankings and all these coaches calling and offering. Does that weigh on you, knowing that you're coming back from this injury? Do you feel like there's this added pressure on you to go out and really excel this year and prove who you are?
To be honest, I don't really think so. I just think like I just do it for like, you know, my team. So I don't like really listen to like the media or anything. I just do like what like my coaches tell me to do, play like how the coaches want me to play, and like just do it for my teammates.
Again, you're from West Bloomfield, Michigan. You are a major target for Ohio State. I think if we're talking freely, you would be comfortable saying Ohio State's one of your top choices at this point. Is there pressure at home from people around you saying, "What are you doing? Why are you thinking about Ohio State? What is it about?" You know, is there that sort of pushback right now from people in your life?
Yeah, definitely. Like I get comments like a lot. Like if I'm like out at school anywhere, they'd be like, you should go to Michigan or Michigan State, like stay at home. And it's like they'd be like, they say like you shouldn't even go to Ohio State because like we don't like Ohio State. It's like it's just whatever best fits me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't really like listen to like what other people have to say. Like at the end of the day, it's me, my dad, and my coaches making the decision.
What is it about Ohio State that has drawn your attention to this point? What is it that you and your dad and coaches and your coaches played at Michigan, right? So I mean, how are they handling it? I mean, how are they able to go about this process and say, hey, you know, Ohio State is offering you this, and this sort of opportunity? What is it that you guys like to this point?
I like how they run their offense. It's like kind of similar to the way that we do it at West Bloomfield. I like the culture, like the way that they do things. I like the way like they players treat like their other players like their family. I like too.
Have you noticed anything different in your visits? I mean, you were there a couple times last year. You've been there already a couple times since Ryan Day took over, and you're getting ready to go back in 2 weeks. I heard, correct, on the 21st. Is there anything that you've seen that's been different at Ohio State since Ryan Day took over? And if so, has that been a good thing or a bad thing from your vantage point?
I mean, to me, it looks like the same thing, but like I've been to a practice, so it was like, in my opinion, it was like more like, what's the word? It's been like more intense. Yeah.
Now, Mike Weber obviously is a guy that's no longer at Ohio State, but he's a Detroit area guy. Went to Columbus and thrived and is in the NFL. When you were on your last visit, I know they had you talking to Mike. Is there any sort of advice that he's given you about that possibility, about what it takes to leave Michigan to go to Ohio State for school? I mean, and is there any nuggets that you can pull out of that where you say, hey, you know what, that's good advice?
No, I haven't really talked to Mike Weber like that.
Who are the people in your recruitment outside of yourself and your father? What is it that you guys are really looking for in a school as you get ready to move into your junior year?
Education, that's the big piece, and like player development. Seeing like, cause like I'm gonna be working with the coach for like maybe 3 or 4 years.
Right.
So like the way like they gonna coach me and like teach me to be a man on and off the field.
Do you know what you want to study at this point?
Probably sports medicine, but like I also want to be a college coach.
Is there anything about this recruiting process so far that you would change?
Not a thing.
Well, let's talk real quick. I know I want to get you out of here. You got a busy weekend ahead, but you're planning on, again, being back at Ohio State on the 21st with your teammate Makari Page, correct? For the big weekend that they have there. Have they talked to you about, your role in the 2021 class, and have Jack Sawyer Kyle McCord and the other guys in that class started to reach out to you yet?
No.
Is that something that you want to happen? I mean, is it important for you to have those relationships with other players in your class at different schools, or is this all about Donovan Edwards until a decision is made?
To me, I think it should be about me, but like if other players want to persuade me to go somewhere or tell me so, I'll maybe listen. But at the end of the day, it's mainly about me making a decision where I want to play ball at.
If you were another player recruiting Donovan Edwards, what would you tell him in order to make him think more about the school that you're committed to?
I don't know.
I mean, how do you recruit you? What gets your mind going?
Probably tell him I'll probably tell myself I get the ball a lot of times. I started maybe as a true freshman. Yeah.
So early playing time is important. So let's pretend we're playing NCAA 14 here, okay? What are the pitches that work on Donovan Edwards? Early playing time, number one. Is it proximity to home? Is it games in your home state? Obviously, you're going to get those pretty much no matter where you go. But what is it that sells a kid like you who has all these opportunities and who knows that you have time to make this decision?
Keep that for me.
Is there a one or two things where you're you know what, that if this school can say that they can do this, what is it that's going to ultimately win this battle?
Honestly, it doesn't words really doesn't mean anything because people could just say anything, but if I feel you mean it, I'll start to believe it.
Well, that's an interesting point because how recruiting it, and you've probably already picked up on this. People will say pretty much anything to you, right? To try to get your attention, to try to get you considering their school. How do you know who's real and who's not?
Probably if I'm on a visit, they'll spend majority all their time with me. Sit me down, break things down for me, while we watch a film. Show me why to do this and not this, and just teach me the ways of college football or just football in general.
Are you a guy that wants to have this over before your senior season? I mean, what is ideal time frame if you and your family were sitting down today and said, I want this recruitment over by when?
Probably either next month of next year.
So end of July of your junior year?
Yeah, or maybe maybe August or maybe around now.
So right around the time before your senior season kicks off.
Yeah.
So you got one more year of this recruiting process ahead of you. So Are you planning on doing the official visits next summer like a lot of guys are doing now?
Yeah. Probably maybe around now.
Has it been, obviously West Bloomfield, you guys have a lot of talent on that program and a lot of talent on that roster. How helpful has it been for you to have guys like Makari Page and Lance Dixon, who's at Penn State, and people that are around you to help you get through this process? And what's been the best piece of advice anybody's giving you to this point?
Probably just go where I feel most comfortable. Not where I feel comfortable now. If I could just walk to somewhere and somebody won't tell me anything. Go somewhere where I feel at home. Go somewhere it feels like I'm at West Bloomfield again.
Makes sense. Well, look, man, I really appreciate your time. Again, I know it's a Friday afternoon. I want to get you out of here and let you enjoy the weekend. Long way ahead of you before a decision, but we look forward to watching what happens. So for Lettermen Row, I'm Berm. That's Donovan Edwards, and we really appreciate you watching this episode of Birminology. Thanks so much.